Yeah, I'm cool with that.
That's fine. I don't think we anything. Today we're going to be doing our top 5 reasons why you should buy the Mavic Pro over the Autel Evo.
Yeah, so usually my videos are a little bit more crisp, a little more cut, but today it's going to be more of a conversation style with me and Ken. If you guys haven't checked him out, check the link in the description. I do a live show with him on Monday nights on his channel. But anyway, he's been flying the Evo for a couple of weeks now, and I've been flying it for a couple of days with him. And of course, I brought down my Mavic Pro, and I think that these two drones are going to be the ones in the space that are going head to head. So again, we want to go over the reasons in this video why we think that the Mavic Pro is still better than the Evo. So I think that reason number one is definitely because the design of the Mavic Pro is overall better. From the controller to the actual drone itself, Ken made a really good comparison. He said that this looks like a fighter jet. It almost looks like a Lamborghini. But then if you look at something like the Autel Evo, it looks more of like a Volkswagen. And I think that the lines look a lot better on the Mavic Pro. Everything is more condensed, put together, whereas this has a lot of curves. The front seems to be a little bit fat, and also the back legs stick off like crazy when it's all folded together. That makes this thing a little bit harder to travel with than the Mavic Pro.
Yeah, another thing is with the Evo is the battery placement. While it's a really good thing that it's hard to get out, it's just sort of awkward if you were quickly trying to swap batteries out in the field. I like the way the Mavic Pro's battery is designed. It just sort of comes out from the top. While it's hard and it definitely won't be able to fall out on its own, it's just a lot more convenient if you had to quickly swap out the batteries. So the second reason would be overall performance of the Mavic Pro over the Autel Evo. Now, the Mavic Pro is definitely more polished when it comes to performance than the Evo. The Evo is sort of the baby on the block, and this thing's been around for quite a while, had several firmware updates to make the stability what it is today. But just in our brief testing and comparing the two, the Mavic Pro didn't even waver at 3-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, so we were out flying earlier. We had the Autel Evo and the Mavic Pro literally side by side, and the Evo was shaking around when it was like 3-mile-an-hour winds.
It was honestly nervous being that close to it, holding a decibel meter, because it was like all over the place.
It was really all over the place, and if you looked at the Mavic Pro, it was solid, and I think that has something to do with the form factor, and even though the Evo is the same form factor, it's very slim in the air, and basically when the wind is blowing all around it. Yeah, the aerodynamics, honestly, is better, because I feel like the front of the Evo is just so fat and so curvy, but again, the lines on the Mavic Pro are just so much better.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So another thing when we talk about performance is overall speed and just the ability to get to point A to point B. The Mavic really didn't struggle at all. Again, winds blowing about 3 miles an hour, and the max gust was about 6.5 miles per hour. And this thing was rock solid, rock solid. You just get a very satisfying feeling flying it, and I just really don't have that yet with the Evo.
And the thing, too, is that the Evo, because we're on this pre-production software, the Evo doesn't yet have sport mode, which enables it to fly even faster. So what's the fastest speed you've got out of the Evo?
So the fastest speed I got with turning off obstacle avoidance was just under 35 miles an hour.
Okay, so it is still pretty quick. Both of these drones are quick, and we're not really going to want to know, or we're not going to know which one is faster until we actually unlock sport mode with the Evo. But as of right now, the Mavic Pro can go faster. All right, so the third reason why we think the Mavic Pro is better than the Evo, it's pretty obvious. AccuSync. The transmission system on the Mavic Pro is so much better. And not only range, you can go 4.3 miles. That's what they advertise on the Mavic Pro. I've been out about 2.5 miles, no problem whatsoever. I'm a little bit scared to push it past that, but honestly, what more do you need than 2.5 miles?
I don't know like what you can really do. Like when we fly drones, we think of it from a cinematics perspective. Basically like a point of interest flight. Like we have a target that we want to circle around or film. So when you get further away, it gets a little bit harder to really make those point of interest shots and also remain stable, especially when you can't see the drone.
Yeah, and also another cool thing about AccuSync is that you're able to pair up multiple devices. So if you want to, you can hook up 2 remote controllers to the Mavic Pro at once. And also, if you wanted to, you could hook up the remote controller, fly with the remote, have it plugged into the DJI Go app with your phone or your tablet, whatever you're using. And you can also hook up the goggles wirelessly, the DJI goggles. So, I mean, that's big.
Crazy.
Whenever I fly with the goggles, I love flying with the Mavic Pro because it's wireless, and it's a little bit more cumbersome with something like the Phantom 4 Pro because you need to actually plug it in.
Our number 4 reason for choosing the Mavic Pro over the Autel Evo is that it's feature-rich.
Yeah, and when we're talking about feature-rich, we're talking about software. So when we think about flight modes, we've got about 10, 11 different flight modes we can use on the Mavic Pro. Tripod mode is the big one that I like to use. Also, we keep getting these new things from DJI. So they keep adding quick shots. They keep adding intelligent flight modes.
We've got portrait mode.
Yeah, portrait mode for the camera. I mean, I think overall, the DJI Go app is better than the Explorer app, and even though the Explorer app is a lot newer and the DJI Go app has been polished over these years, just from what I've seen, I don't really like the look of the Explorer app.
It's something you got to consider anytime you're buying a drone is you got to look at the ecosystem that the drone relies on, and DJI has really a vast array of third-party app integration that really excels above the rest. There is no other app, no other drone on the market today that really integrates with so many third parties. And when we talk about third parties, we're talking about like Facebook, YouTube, live stream, and how you share your content and how you create is a big part of the way this app performs.
And that's huge. So I know that a lot of people seem to not like the DJI Go app. They say that it sucks, it's plagued with bugs. But you have to realize that they're running about 4 or 5 different drones from the DJI Go app.
But what are they really comparing it to, though?
Exactly.
There's really nothing that you're comparing it to.
There's nothing to compare the DJI Go app to. I think, in my opinion, it does the job really well. I know so many people choose Litchi over DJI Go. I've not tried it. It's an extra $15. I've heard people have been experiencing flyaways. In fact, one of the updates came out, and Litchi literally said, do not use the intelligent flight modes or one of the intelligent flight modes within Litchi because the users were experiencing flyaways. So in my opinion, I think that the Mavic Pro is a lot more feature-rich, and also the companion application is so much better than what comes with the Autel Evo. Okay, so the fifth reason, the final reason that we think the Mavic Pro is better than the Autel Evo is just overall because of DJI's reputation. And I know saying this, I'm probably going to sound like a DJI fanboy, but you have to realize that they are the Goliath in the drone space. If you've got any problems with your drone whatsoever, they offer so many different warranty options. You can chat them, live chat them, you can email them, you can give them a call. Ken was talking about how he talked to somebody on Christmas Day about his Spark acting wrong on the phone. I don't know of any other company that would be able to do that for you. And if you have any problems with your Mavic Pro, it's going to be really easy to get that taken care of.
Yeah, and I think if you asked anybody on the street, anybody who's not in the drone scene, because obviously we're all drone nerds and we know a lot about it, and this is sort of our realm, our sphere. But if you walked up to somebody on the road and said, hey, what type of drone would you think would make a great drone? They're probably going to blurt out DJI because it's synonymous in the drone world.
Yeah, and another thing you have to realize is with their reputation comes a lot of different accessories for the Mavic Pro. This is kind of like a sixth almost. I feel like I couldn't fit this in anywhere. But if you're looking for any accessories for the Mavic Pro, it's going to be so easy to get them through Amazon. To get Amazon Prime to your house, you could probably go into Best Buy and find Mavic Pro accessories. And I know that right now with the Autel Evo just coming out, it's going to be a little bit hard to get batteries, but you could go and get as many batteries as you want for the Mavic Pro. Another thing we should probably talk about is that the Mavic Pro had some issues with production in the very beginning when it was first released, which I don't think they actually anticipated this much people coming in and wanting this drone. I mean, I would love to know how many they've sold of this drone.
I think another thing we need to keep in mind too, we're talking about a drone that is 2 years old. It's 2 years old. And if you put that in comparison to, let's say, a phone, the Mavic's still getting updates. It's still warranted by DJI. It's still cared for by DJI. It's still seeing progressive improvements. And that's big. So when you buy a drone, you want to get that assurance that it's not going to be outdated in 90 days. And they've definitely proved that with their reputation that they are here to stay and they're here to care for their products along with improve them along the way. They're not forcing you to really buy a new drone every year, which I think is important to understand. 2 years old this drone is.
Yeah, 2 years old. It still performs really well. It still can shoot 4K, 30-minute or 27-minute flight time, I think, still around there.
Pretty exceptional.
And right around the corner, we've got the DJI event that is possibly going to make the Autel Evo look like yesterday's drone.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do you guys dig this style of video? Are we way off base with the points that we made over the Evo? Or do you think the Evo is definitely way more relevant than the Mavic?
Yeah, guys, also, if you think that the Evo is more relevant than the Mavic, check out his channel. We're going to be doing the same style of video, literally sitting in these chairs, talking about why we think that the Evo is better than the Mavic Pro. Because the Evo does do a lot of stuff better than the Mavic Pro, but again, you got to realize we're comparing this to a drone that's almost 2 years old. But guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll talk to you later.
Stay original.
Peace.